con là đàn trục palan ba lep kadin ba ket con kwai con la youth South Sudan Council of Churches mi jira mi yon mi weke mi bi kente ma pany mana ron nyam gwame ko bi adit bi aja ben ket ke lep la dan point goya min bano je wati Pidun yel gadwa Tama guath ko ban rodan janyal ka ban te moment of silence me ban honor ne kon pen kwana la par ke nyen chang wale ane jai na ro wa chana lo nyur tama chagwath ko ba kon ben kwen poems reading, and I'm going to speak in Nuer. If we have non-Nuer speakers, let us know. We can change it back to English. Tama gwath ko ba kon ben kwen poems kwen kon tin beka ben kwen kon agada na ta loy Simon Barnack kan nyarwa Peter Tujak nyarwa jenen ta loy an ben bekon ben kwen poem.
My name is Talaj Banaktu, and I'll be reading a poem about justice, which was made by Leo Thomas. The greatest life pursuit among humankind is justice. There can be no justice doubt from a man of man. Now can be true justice, delivered from his blood-soaking hands. No, it's in us. There's nothing just in our hearts, full of lies, greed, hate, and loot. The blood of the innocent pour all around us. The guilt we live, breathe, while the root of the human dust. We the victors have no victory. What to become us? Thank you.
Atama cha gwadan bana pal ka ja karamadan be kon banang nyam ka jaw Samuel Matwa galwa na be ban nyam
Hallelujah. Kon ngai kon ngo time te kon atit kon me very important akon. Kweje ka gwa chi chana benugon. Dulu hotel ngo bo. Ano wan yam kot. Pan. Ai jen mito bom gon gwan changwan dia lar gi lo tat gan sa ma gwadin. Tene gwan chung ko nyen ko dia lan kon la ne gwadin. Shagala tegudu ten ker ge yin ten dial ten kon ci luga ci wala gwadin ten chana bang ni je ko ma ya gwadin je wu mo kida no be kel ge ye ken yu gon dial ten kon te ten ci wala gwadin tim ne ma ko tel ne long shagala tedu long goy ke chodi ci ko kwar
gwa lao la ne la re gwa ma la ne kal kona galwa bichok la ko MC antama baban ba kon balar gwath den konten la kono warar ka bane gor bane woten michiran gian railwa gwame housekeeping announcements bakaban kam kon kayo ka kora ba chwa gwath ka wo bane waka ne da kono takariet yen jirien iyo ko time dan la kona baban kap dar kia waka gwana na kul da kula to ka dor mi chai mo kariet iyo bia gora wo berwai ka digian dang dia ko waka digian dang dia ne chue gori yo bara la jai ka nei ba yo kap jong ko chi kon time dan cha te kan kon lot ban ro dan pa la ka yo makan time do kan ro nga cha ta ri ne ko ja ka ngo ka ke ane ba kon balar housekeeping announcements.
Housekeeping announcement kon area watch room ne maybe rek take all one yam me guru what watch room ne try to question ray program Moses down jaramando de gur de teach Moses down try to question Gentlemen, Jalad Tabitha, time is not our best friend when it comes to program. Ban program dan bo too fast along go by town one. She can go back on ben embarrassed a lot joy korar Nate and Dobby local ben youth. So we have to be mindful of that. Nikon kon dial no chang walaka. Emotions, so your undivided attention can silent. Dear, yeah, very important. Night kono kondial. Kakujimo. Telejaga program. And then me my co-MC me ba allow dilel. Ko la de chita la kon energy. Char kon gane di piker. Kana very important. Mado youth one piano gamade yen kon mo din me jey ne di arodin dal gaje ko point dan ko je long da man je gaje bo kan ma goro bu kon ye ko latin so one piano gamade ko youth me de yen kon lead kadit kel me de kadene dial one piano gamade dit ka system ko ci abula discuss ne je jan ko try ne ban wo di da ngai ke ne dialo ya di ngwan ga gan dit kon
con la área.
beloida come, Lord Jesus. And beloida come.
Thank you. Kagwada na kondo konte jurune tido bandida kon jo nyumur kedup ki kanedi ki program ndo confirm kana ben, so my apologies yo medo gu yene do mite jor mi ci ban ci man jalat, let us know and then ko kon dia link kon tong link ke link kon tong nuare anta ban right ko tong nuare anta reason you go kon make on dial, but every year the quantity theme na ro jode ka kujimo ba kal nuar community leadership ba chairman of the board Mr. Tun Makal ba bring forward ko ba our theme this year be introduced connect no den charialaka a community and will be na address ka kui theme ko dan ki ka another 5th year anniversary awala Tun Makal mithaga daben
South Sudanese community representative, SPLM-IO representative, church representative, various organization representative, member of the Nuer community, member of the South Sudanese community, member of the church community, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. On behalf of the Nuer community leadership in Calgary and areas, I would like to welcome you all. I know that most of you knows why we are here in this church today. For some of you, those who may not know why we are here, I wanted to tell you that today is the 5th remembering days of the Nuer genocide that took place in Juba, the South Sudan capitals, and elsewhere in South Sudan. That happened under the leadership of General Salva Kiir Mayardit. The Nuer community in Calgary and areas has chosen the theme this year to be justice and accountability. In this topic, there will be two notes two keynote speakers. One of the keynote speakers will be Peter Kwesdio. And the second note speaker will be Dr. Regina King. Most of you know Peter Kwesdio. He is one of the Nuer community member, and he is survival of Juba Nuer genocide as well. Brother Dew will tell us what the justice and accountability will fix if done now, and if not, how suspiciously we are going to live in that region. Majority of you may not know Professor King. She is a member of the Rwanda community in Calgary. I don't know if she is here today. She is also a professor at the University of Calgary. Most of you may have heard what happened in Rwanda before. Rwanda had a genocide which took so many lives, and it was similar to what happened to us in South Sudan. Professor King joined us because she loved us. What happened to us touched her because she has experienced this before. And I think she may reference that later on when she's going to speak. Professor King will speak his skill, knowledge, and experience on justice and accountability. On behalf of the Nuer community in Calgary and areas, we really love your presence today, Dr. King. I am very sure we are all want to see justice and accountability in our country. The leadership of the Nuer community has given chance to 5 people that will speak in the area of advice in the same topic. 2 of these people will be Nuer elders. One will be SPLM representative for Canada, and the rest will follow. There will be sermon or preachings, the word of God after this. There will be one of the Nuer executive after this will come and say some word. I did not do the order and time correctly, and I'm very sure our MC will take care for the time and the order respectively. After this, we will have a closing service that will be done by one of the pastor. And then we will go downstairs to have our food. I'm very sure our food will be ready by then. I hope I highlighted the main important things that you wanted to know. Thank you. May God bless you all.
Chagwa chalo dante introductory. Tame chagwa kakui damandan and be testimonies. Bakaban kamkon as a ramata thongami medwog evanema. Damandan Peter Kwesdio Babanyal Bakon ban kam testimonies. And a welcome, comrade.
Hallelujah. 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 I'm gam yana mother take well agam sin long. Choi gam mat ko ji the ramkel ka ramichi kolwak reiwa te container. Particularly on that genocide. En ngayana chala pire kwedio. Kaji loite at boko chala kam gwaza wanama. Kara la mje nyamdun. Dio je ba take a little bit by mass. She nay right by chala opal. Chelte gwajala branch then me a right pelten. She right long la yard ginijike by pat. Te let the cocaine. And near Canadian representative Kayo Wijawanama, Kananegadial, Nera South Sudan community, Kananegadial, Nera Noor community, Kananegadial, Kanera Nueri, Tinta Canada Kelu at large. Chiloy has alone, make it walk, Kajubaga 2013. Take a 3 stages. 15 and knock a neck on. Career de chalar and we are door-to-door search. Door-to-door search, linge de linge, win one can need a cocaine, a chalar quarry, we are door-to-door search. Share a middle, allow load ni politician ni, Tinchiro shot, raidwilly, community coach react to. Chana meja liang de liang no more. Ka gwan mi dung tit, chi door to door search, cha well go and nuori karodiet. Go nuori kan garodi alega, and go nana baka benak. Dung chikan and ngaji baka benak, but there you and one dega can. And me chalar me chika quarren and cha we door to door search. In a ranja we de one and a gorgon politician it in chagak. Code or me toga. Toga wokan naroli dealing case fairly party as well party. Ko quarishing arubishum, ka tam politician even arushum, chugak you to one more. Majigak to over charge you night ordinary mass and SPLM party, yadek penny. Mechanical can yanke lado, should call you to walk. And may you call to over charge you night no need in God, ka politician if I can. So again, a pen needing one who deg can. Kajan massacre more. Genocide, I mean. Kagwan medungtit, make genocide ben allow go to Ganmatot, go to Ramadit, go to Chek, go to Mu, and then should realize, ya Garakama Banang no pine corner. Kanen can Juran Dong down the road, China. And Guama a stage in them. Majikon Bararo, she corner resistant ballad. Majiko resistant lado, Chiko resistant lad, Kawoku con defend, ne guard con, Kawaja guard con butuk. Chuajan notion in Yamanamo. Majikon chobo, Chikon were resistant a me, Kagwiji Chakagwiji me, Chobeluno Bananagan were rodian. Banego Ken Baganagbo. Go Banego Ken Nak. Instead of Banagang Nagan, Waragoro, Banagang Nagat, South Sudan, Kelu. And Guadamo, she notion number second, she burn. She now okay, Kura me, she a Kur Nuari, can a young, a Kur Kumaka, Mukuyan Neke. So Kumana Bagger. Kagwam Dumtit, Shumal, Chuawan Kalat Kadis Ababa. Metanaka Gadian. Mecha Malat Chinawaga okay by Jim Shane Banu. Can a Guala Nanka 2014 to 2015 Sugar Logian and the same Kuma show okay can tear the Chana Lingti became a Guma del Gwet. Your dad Sugar Logian and not cornuary. She said, "We got gonna make a lagoon and a kumadin, Yakum Mijak Menangana. Anna get an ayanagore, Gula talk. Tambagadon Manuari. She said, Sugarodian Manuari. And Guazum Mabok and Gadit in the same people, the Nagna, Sugaloga, Guaquandian, Michigan, Dundian Lop, Chicken, what can to Kangarong. chicken way got a talk at him, can go wrong, I chat a garkel, me, Jenica, talk, chadak, your way walk, Arcajala Kuma Godin, and Kuma Pen, ideal met kele. Again, but other man, very. Chua face number 2 no more. And then she will take a move, she will take a jam to take a resistance, she will take a tat to take a resistance. And Guama, she will chain, she go work on a telfa, go telfa lagat kamuja gakwen. I will a movie come near to a hotel near you. Hotel yo, Kakalat Bagatel got sulfur. And Guadamo, she native shali Chuanya. She go walk one down and Chuanya made and Jalarmo, Daga, and Lava, we are Kelganwari. At a chantal Lequan Bakamne and Waria, Baka one worry. And then Chu Brun, Chuanya, you are not joined. Phase number 3. Phase number 2. Chunajian, Chuamalat, Malay, Aladgadi, Chugoa. And take a real Malalian and Waring one. Lakana Ladagon and the root cause of the war can address. Riada Madio J. Mayendial, Larian. Oh, root cause, peace agreement, I mean, 215, what can address? Many peace agreement America Katum, or root cause Latan Warija can address. No more, Shuatan Warben Jaga will be a bit, yeah. Major Malta in China work Kajubaga 2015. Major work Kajubaga 2015, no? She motivated can up when you're a young and young. She called we yet. Major Kuru, Major we year though, Jana was joyra. And but they lot thank you go yen, especially yen Gerard, ya let alone. Gerard, Jigambal, Jiyunum, take a let alone. Kore ji get 2015 Bejamat here Kormatot a Kormidi Kon Chian particularly make you with a record show okay Chachar show low me beg a ben big neighbor rescue Nanga 7 day ka war Nin Baro ka war will be good to be juba allow take a wood get long so Chuapal Chuago shall let and Quijum. Chua waka nyong and kwaya kam nyong kana wujela chal ge rembek kwaya je ka kam rembek en juba chana ngach bada watieng ni nyong ke jube chua waka nyong mi chigiri ko daga ne balok and then chua ben jek te resistant midi long take away chale rembek so bigla kon yet ge jaga 5-6 day bikan gula dak big gula ben ge juba and then you talk tell away benauta okay man talk me you with a chwa jeng no na mi jajen chang chokurung gwa jajen talk dawo eneme balo je kaneko ke bigat ko shigelia belonyo je chu with no more rewna man dien which is trouble when Jack led our community in Chicago dark. Many about me, Jira may take a milla, Loga, and one Katamilla, Logi, a Chacon Chan Bomondor. Banner of Dilno. Lucolo con again knock on a banner of Dilno. Go tongue me, Jira work a go to Rodi and Rainat. Jika Tuam Gorkan or Rainat. Jiki, your Gorkan or Rainat. Ji Uganda Gorkan or Rainat. Again and talk on them. Alan into South Sudan. Chicken ling of Chang agenda more, Momon can Dorun Guam, Chaimat, Tikel Gabo. So, community make it a dark completely. But make sure we the thing, sure we the own and Badilwa, Micha and Guad. Micha and Guad Bow, do not quote a Nago Kanda Kamal, especially Calgary. Geneshu we then no more. Allah can't we marry a short was a Malcanyan. So you see, allow we done chagul. Can you know? Again, and they ladia no more. Moko convent theme of today. Yen manang root court chalad negating one. Miki what accountability mission justice and accountability. Michianen a ludano menana ba gor ba kula gor di ba hybrid court ba establish ka South Sudan ba ne ideal te chi tet ken te ka ne kanang ne toto ene ram te de gariam ke liu ba na court mu wa na court ba judge mu wa judge a chaje no ram mo a janang nao ba yen ene man yan garane ne wo che no re nak che so therefore cha root cause cha addressed ne ka millennium mene malta mago hybrid court ajene ci mal jox ma de dak ko wa cha gor kum aji do are mi kan hybrid court mi cha bi establish talama ko je root cause so ba justice body no go South Sudan ba accountability kul benno ajen si men te na mo ajen wada mo akan justice accountability ka ken ajela mala korade ala wenda rawto meni jin ba mi changa jen war mi jin wi goro bina ona ka nyok e ko cha ne ku nak bo bi reform be no ga justice ka be jaga accountable ka your act che jana mo jana te na mo case number 3 ma ki koro mama ja to ka je wan chinai survive ma chinai survive hallelujah right tala ram ngaje da bana wana ma chinai survive ci je ko re awa gane di yet ke de mi kit wide ku de yo wa poli ne ga maten ba de mi kit wide kurbaro ka I'm very sure that 1,000 of them can ki kwar ku la torono so therefore ne den de wan ko dong de ga 700 so very important so shuga yet kana biga gien media ne ka sai no ko kane juj ya la de to taram ci ne juj dunda withdraw meji ne withdraw shu ne gien shu ne wa sar unimis ne da rew tin talaram ba tala ko jam ye no be ne la par ndot ko ka ta wa rew be tanda meji ne ga dem ko ni lo kep ne wo this is where you oh hallelujah so but maybe kene go and then chwarao ko changa ji gule talta right chu me to ka ben elan di cheje di tingwala jen chu ji ko ra ko na wo ka cha ne bile nak bang ko everyday liu ne dok liu ne ngwan chu nuore le nuor wewe dan chu ko we gar ka man naka kon banga bo nuor wewe jit wa ko lo kan la nabo ko chege be da men kum naka ken dial ma neka bo chu nuor wewe yana kon chali nyoko nak yen nien tam mi jinde yen ay dial de ni ne rew la jel ken mu wayo ngo kor doy ga may gene don chu nuor wo bom de chu ji ko re chu bom de chu yu kai dor man ko re yu yong jump page number 3 and then chu kume chu ngot and spele ayo chu ngot ke 3 thing te jalanwal justice and accountability reform cheje kana any gat ka South Sudan must have a equal share of resources of South Sudan. Hallelujah. This is chukume ayo chuchungotin kakan treating tingot kontin and wale. Muko kon benga wo china kon liu. Yes, shigi liu. Chaka benyo kon liu jok. Duno kon bane ngaji menang ne kon sheila dereng machar karo. Kana nega ten teken kel sheila de ne koro sheila je bor koro ala dan dia chet ka me chi yana lat medan chejen ko kora me mikan kon barar cha de long mikan buin kon mo long ga gambel cha de long mikan ne kon kan ka jakko bigaro bijis within the country cha de long kanai dang dio ko de kanai de ya korter lain kanai de ta ka pron lai kanai dang dio ko so yen de ya larmal Kadia Waje, and no Broida, Bapeg, a check, door Chelabani, Kenindara, which I feel like Algerian again. Alone, no, chelling it. And I did right work 3 hours, another 3 hours. But do not have a lelno. Take a mobalat. Tell Lloyd, do even one of them. Menabat. You, I need you over here. About it alone. Would a man, Matera camera better. Mitiga bimalwal gele ujerodu. Ana ramitiga bimalwal. Ana malwal te foynimo. Midol. Ana midol te foynimo kelew. Tiga mil lead go. Ana madol te foynimo. And go. All right. Go. Neme chakon moiga culture madong. Chejet. Loje nyur. Mitiga bi mi char ke lew. Yero do la poy no mi char ga tele bi bel madodien de yero. Mitiga bi mi char tele bel dong de poy ndu. Ay ti mo bor matot du no go. Mitiga bi mi char ke lew. Ay an ram diga bi char. Ya ko lu nyur. Mitiga bel mo bor mi de poy ndu. Mena rodu jej. Jero ke lew an ram te mo bor mi de poy ndu. Jero ma kwar ti mo bor gwe. Jero ke lew. I want ko lu nyur. Thank you. Mi jira mi jarana na ke lew mena ro jej. Tiga wat tiga mu tiga mi ya na mi jira ga jube. Jero ke lew. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Loje nyur. Go country code of dressing culture of this today. Lodiene. Name Wairami. Be Lwala Guyanama. Jane Campcon. Chejan. Young Kumadan. Right? Need to be a Boriki Yanana. Nama kuma deni rami nen bi boro ke liu ga tai de ke liu che ko ti char la jode jeng ku medan rami de ga bi char ke liu kane de ci jien hallelujah jeng ku medan no mo en dio je thank you kwa lu nyu ngane goro yen pain kun biaro ya lega mi ci changa maben bia teacher ne kun bia ga gor chanen tele ye teacher ka South Sudan ke lewi mon ke lew mane gambel mane wone la teacher de la lelge la teacher de char ke lew ba yo la no ba de manana la islo gona manante teacher erun atekel ke ye so culture an no mo che be mal yen ka kon e jene de ten no en ba survive le daro ba ga chol right wing can Thomas get huge makati ka be ba yu to Thomas doesn't want to be a bay of moiga 1 minute banner talk chagwan along naiti can survive Baliga Juba and then they will say a little bit of them right down to talk manangna again a more Reude come a bagadiga ben Rami survival Amer or a jet. Survival of massacre Juba. Yero. Go Dictor Nen Dictor Daro Nen, right? Go call you, thank you. Any 1 minute, 1 minute, please.
God is good. All the time. You know, sometimes Matil Mayina Jackaji Chana Kozikon remember Malaria Rayame. Why done you took all that PK? Go ahead and Nathan, Mayne and Tianga and Changa Badak, a room near one more till Gwandi Road Tassin. Oh, and yeah, the jaw. I don't know, you could now live in anh nhìn đây là you to we đây no I wanna go into the Bible again where God is good cái con đi là anh ấy bây giờ điền cái thổ khô mấy đại này nào về rồi mấy à của cái Udamis ta cái thứ tình là vợ là mai này vậy để chân nền anh thay Udamis chơi chơi long cái system của đại này đúng hoàn thì cái này mới chết các con đi ăn bữa đâu chứ con này đi ăn lấy tiếng này Udamis con thử Bible lúc con đi ăn so life can't quay lại đúng qua thứ tình này con này để à kia nó để ăn Ken kon balaria kel ti kaman gar ma pai dap bi pundu ko ketil ka ma chame che de wara yang te ma de sal wa de pun ni yang da be tiang ke yang kuye ke ya la doang ke tong le ko ba sal mi chame de ra ko ba de ka ba yu dom ko te ke ya lu te na de ra bang to pai da ma me dap thế là mình luyện thì thế là cha cái tiền cái nhiều cô thế là cha luyện là cái tôi luôn cái phải đai right away anh em ơi chuyện anh nói luôn anh em đây mấy giờ bé đùa anh ấy còn lưu đây là cha cái năng báo cô như là mấy giờ báo cô này đây bây giờ bài mà thế giờ cô bài cô nhìn bài biểu lưu India cứ sáng nó cái nào báo cô đây là mấy chị đã lưu guru bắt đuôi nó vậy mà khi là đang phê cái việc của thì mấy group này nó kén thì là quá vấn đề là chắc cũng mất lor bây giờ cô nhìn nhắm tên nó đun là vậy mà alors thôi nào cái này đi lưu cái đấy biat chân mà thao cái đấy biat còn mấy cái uống mấy là bị vấn đề nó vào nhà ăn quẩy sinh phật ông nói việc gì là cô nó đưa ra cái nền nó vào cô như thế thì là quá vấn đề cái gì bị all your breath anh vậy là một số là mấy second thế mà đây mình đây là mai này cái này ta rồi là mấy thì yếu thì là lim con cái gì cả đấy đúng mà hơn để cái diverted tụi mấy để điên mà là thế na anh mà mới nói mà lừa con này cái dân thua đấy này thế mà nó bây giờ cũng còn là những grieving kia mà mới rồi mới sửa một quả tim này có con mà liam mà thế thì để có làm mà mới rồi đi anh bây giờ Apple then continue na me cái nó thuộc cô lưu na all the time cái bar Ghazali Equatoria in the highland about Upper Nile East Central and Western Nile bây giờ mới thế nào gripping thế là mình go cái bây giờ go cunya cái mà vẫn còn go cunya all the time team này lưu all the time yo đi để con cái luôn để con lần ở building bây giờ chỗ này lưu để con là gọi xin nó vào lại thế là mà vô team vô cunya đàn mà đây là do gì là cái quan cái dân nó qua team nó nào ở này yêu thì dân cái đây West cái entity yêu đây cái ramai này cái nuôi con này rule cái liu ở liếm này cái bà con lên ở building này thì bà chôn này thì gọi là gì anh dân đang đây ramai này nó hallelujah thank you
Hallelujah. Reading the lar till the medin the lar ko 1 minute. De lar yo to kut ko lang ko janai kamrar ka jube ko gwa dan. Riet ta gara da tiama da de nga mariya. Tiama chang ya da ni to kur. Ut ka ya ga ka da wana kalgari. Unu ya la nyang ya ga. Chẳng như vậy nó này với cái đó để đưa quần cái đồ theo ra chẳng như vậy nó ra để đồ quần chứ giờ anh nói lại chỉ bình thì là quán như vậy nó cái gì cái đồ theo ra có quá nhiều quần chơi với bạn bình thường rồi bắt đầu để đồ quần mà nó làm cái rồi cái này thì con này đoàn nó cho cái làm mấy đuôi chứ cái bên đuôi còn trong ấy cho bài mình mới lưu cái này cho nó mà nó chưa qua điện rồi cho cái bên đuôi còn này cho nó đoàn mấy chứ là đoàn cả gian mà đâu có dùng cái này làm mấy cho mấy anh thì cái điều cho rồi cho nên chỗ tiền mấy ô tô câu với cả nó điện cái với cả con là bên
bika lebin me yi gar kon bin cha ne to na cha ka banang ken cho ku jo ke me ba ka ta ba cha jal bi da la ka cha ti li me di cha la cha jien cha ba dur ko to kwa dur ko tin yo yo cha rum ne wona mo kana ya do ma chi ka wa ti ru ma ja ju ko ri no ran dur ko pale cho wa cha chu ka yu ni mis ko te ka rang ko te rang na mo ko ya go ti la gwar bien me de ka kan ko gar ka ta tin a ko raude da rawo meta ka chang ni ken yen ke ni dang die te ya ni ka yu ni mis ai kan ka ni ni chinai ga de me parwe cha de parwe ka ni jeng na ken me ka na ka na wa ka me ka na wa ka Kenya ka na wa Uganda nin to na ta na ka le ne ni na ro nyu na ka wa na do ka wa na ni ka la ko ka la wa na ro dun ti le wa kan wa ma de je ka a je ni ni je ga da ma mu ya na cha ya le ka hu ki de ma wa je muก็ข้าวว่าอย่างนั้นเท่านั้นการไม่จ่าวิไว้เดี๋ยวที่ลอยแต่ตัวไม่จ่าทีไม่จ่างลายเชื่อไม่อร่อยแต่การได้มา
ไอ้ก็ยันนั้นเนี่ยเบียดตัวมาดูโน่ยันลัดจะยืดดุนอวดวอร์แค่นั้นทอกนั่นแม่เบียดล่วงเอาจะทอกไอ้ฉันเนี่ยริพวมมันก็ฉันเนี่ยล่วงกันแล้วนี่เดลารีก็ยันข้าไปเยอะบุ้มเอ็นโอก็ยันเบียดถูกดอกตลอดระดับก็เรื่องเชตัชก็รันก่อนเนี่ยดูโน่ทำreconciliationเจนเบียร์ลาดยัน South Sudanese เจนโนบันเดลารีตัวกับ reconciliation ก็ช่วยให้ทุกคนมีดี
กว่านั้นบ้านเราใหญ่เนี่ยอัลกาดิด147ก็มาเนี่ยนู่นจะเอาไปเกิน
Thank you. Before I introduce our keynote speaker, Guru de la Dino Jidul Kwat, Kaki Time, watch it on the Conga and when Kuala Gaino, watch out one pan of blue jump to no guy. And the corner community men are rolling a Jidul Nathan speaker to Kokian, 10B keynote war, Guru Banatan Tit. Team this is the Yatan Mugadam. So today we are very privileged and honored to be joined and also for us to be addressed by one of our sister from African community. Not only that, she shared she had experienced the same agony and pain that we all went through. So she went through the similar experience in her life and in her journey as a survivor from the Rwandan genocide. Dr. Regine King, she's here. She's a professor at the University of Calgary, Faculty of Social Work. And let's pay attention to her word, because the room is filled with a lot of emotions, as you can see. But as somebody who had gone through this process, through this life experience, so the message she will convey to us will give us strength, will give us hope, will also give us courage to be hopeful in the future. The room is full of these emotions, as we can tell. We have survivor that survived 2 events in Juba that are with us. We also have, most of us, or majority of us, have lost loved ones in the massacre that happened. And so please help me welcome Regine King.
Hello, everyone. I wish I can greet you in my mother tongue, and I wish I can speak one of your languages. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to understand what was happening before when I got here. And I got lost first because I went to the Community Association first. But I just wanted to express my solidarity with the people of Southern Sudan, particularly the group that is gathered here this afternoon, to encourage you to remain strong. My name is Regine Wibereyeho King. I was born and raised in Rwanda. I went through the '94 genocide against the Tutsi. In Rwanda, it lasted only 3 months. But during the period of only 100 days, about a million of my brothers and sisters were murdered, not by strangers, but by people who were our next door neighbors. So when we hear and when we heard what happened in Southern Sudan and it continues to happen there, my heart breaks. The same way it breaks down every time I hear that there are people who are being hunted by their fellow men, fellow citizens, fellow nationals in other countries, the example being Syria. So when I met the president of your community association, Mr. Kaur, I don't know where he is. I was just discussing with him about some work I would have to do with African refugees who are here in Calgary. And as we shared the experiences, we realized that there is so much in common, that there is so much we can learn from each other, but that there is also that need to support one another, especially for those who end up being in a foreign country of Canada, which also presents its own challenges. So when I asked him, what do you want me to talk about? He said, talk about the healing and talk about reconciliation. So those are the 2 words he gave me. But since I never been to a gathering like this, I'm still very new in Calgary. I have met a few of your fellow men and women in Winnipeg, where I lived for the past 5 years. I sensed the same emotions, the same cries, the same heavy feeling in the room. But these are also the same emotions I have seen and I have felt when I visit my birth country of Rwanda. I remember one time when I was in a stadium and we were commemorating the 15th anniversary of the genocide, and all I could hear was the cacophony of noise, of people remembering, of people going back to those places they don't want to remember. And yet, I think we all have those moments, those places, those memories we don't want to revisit, but which continue to live with us. So when your president asked me to talk about my experience and maybe give you a word of encouragement, I was drawn back to the theme of the commemoration of the genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda 5 years ago, when we commemorated the 20th anniversary of the genocide. In Rwanda, we have made it almost like annually. The commission that is in Rwanda has been created to fight against the genocide in Rwanda, provide a theme every year. So we have had the themes on trauma, we have had the themes on unity, we have had themes on self-reliance as the country tries to rebuild itself. But when we were commemorating the 20th anniversary, we were reminded that actually there were 3 themes which I think tie into what I was asked to talk about this afternoon, but also tie into the kind of work I have been doing after my survival of the genocide. It's gone. Good. Thank you. So the theme of the 20th commemoration was remember, unite, and renew. And I'm going to give you an overview of what that has meant for the people of Rwanda, especially those who survived the genocide, but also those who perpetrated the genocide. Because most of the time we think that only those who were hunted, those who were targeted, must be the only ones who can feel it. The other ones do too. The challenge they have, and that's what I have run through the work I do, is that they don't have any place to tell their side of the story. So when we are talking about remember, yes, remember it's a word that lives with us. Most of the time we wish we can remember good memories of our past experiences, but most of the time we remember because of the bad experiences we went through. As you were standing up and sharing about the stories I couldn't grasp, I could sense what was going on by just the fact by looking at those around the room. But most of the time, for us in Rwanda, we remember because we wanted to honor the memories of those we lost, those who died to the genocide, those who are not here to tell their stories. We remember them so that their names can stay alive in our memories, in our lives, and to encourage us as we move forward. We remember those we lost because we continue to grieve the tragic departure, the torture they went through, because we continue to grieve the mass loss we experienced. In Rwanda, it was only a period of 3 months. In Southern Sudan, it must have gone on for some time, and it continues to happen with those who are displaced. But we remember them because those we love, when they depart without being ill, when they depart because they are being killed of who they are, that's a tragic death that is very difficult to just live out and continue on. They live with us. We remember them because we cannot forget. We have had stories for those in Rwanda being told that maybe, why don't you just forget and continue? Actually, I was shocked one time last year when someone asked me, why do you need to do these annual commemorations? And I looked around and said, do you ever take flowers to the grave of your loved ones? She said, yes. And that person was sick, and that person died after you looked after the person? She said, yes. And why do you want us to forget? Those we lost to violence. The person didn't know what else to ask. But we also remember, especially in the context of being here, I never been to another event like this one of remembering. In the Rwandan community, when we remember, we actually invite other people to come. Because we feel like actually remembering an event of genocide, it's not an event of only Southern Sudanese. When our brothers, your sisters, my brothers, my sisters were being murdered, the world was watching. The world failed to do something important. So when we remember them, we want the world to remember that what they failed to do during that time. But we also wanted to remember because we wanted to warn the world. When the Holocaust was happening, they decided that never again was not to happen again. It has happened again and again. So, but when we keep these memories alive, when we share them with the public, we want to tell people, it can happen to you. You better stand in solidarity with us. We better fight against the violence because this is an event about humankind. And in our context, when we share these stories, we want to tell people that you need not to leave our loved ones behind. Because the more you pretend that you want to forget them, the more you embrace the continued violence that is happening. So it's a warning. But in most cases, we also remember because we want to educate people. I hear that when the genocide in Rwanda was taking place, in Rwanda there were actresses and people who are very trendy and very popular, that the TV of Canadians were full of more of those images, and the Rwandan genocide will just come and pass and go, because the people were not interested. So many of the people we share the stories, they say, where were we? We didn't hear it. They didn't hear it because they didn't pay attention to it. So we use the occasion to educate the world, really. In Rwanda, I guess if you have been in touch with the Rwandan communities here, when the genocide is happening between April and July, events are organized not only in Rwanda, they are organized in every corner of the world to remind the people, learn that there are two sides of humankind, the evil and the good. They tend to switch places. Actually, one of my former mentors has told me that when one is sleeping in your bed, the other one is sitting at your table. So you better watch, because the violence is with us. So we come together to remember, but we also come together because many of us, when we are out there, especially in this country, away from home, we tend to be so isolated. And isolation doesn't help grief. We grieve, we suffer, we express sorrow when we lose loved ones because we want to be consoled. When we are alone, we suffer alone, and then that's when all the mental health problems of depression, of PTSD, and everything else we run when we get here becomes stronger. So in Rwanda, some of the work I have done there, actually the participants came up and said, you know, we have become, there is a word in Kinyarwanda that is called nyamwigendaho, which means I mind my business. Minding our business, most of the time when it comes to suffering, that means that I suffer, I can't tell anybody, I can't receive a hug from a friend, I can't scream so that someone knows that something is wrong with me. When I start minding my own business and withdraw from the world of others, that's when all those other demons can come out. So in Rwanda, the second theme of that 20th anniversary was unite. It doesn't mean that you only need to unite with only your friends. Actually, in Rwanda, when they say remember, unite, it was almost like calling the perpetrators and their families that this is your event. When we remember, you need to make the effort to be here. Many of them are scared, of course, because they feel like they are going to be thrown, the stone are going to be thrown at them, people are going to insult them. But actually, those who have made the effort to come and unite and be with others also express that they have had their own healing process taking place because they overcome the fear that someone may come and take them to court and to throw them in jail. So in Rwanda, and I'm encouraging all of us, in here we unite because we know that no man or woman is an island. When we are talking about violence, it seems to be really a curse of the entire humanity. If we are to build a peaceful world, peaceful families, peaceful communities, we need to come together. I think in Kinyarwanda they say that umutwe umwe wifasha gusara. The only thing one head is capable of is going mad. That says it all. That because they know that there is energy that comes from people uniting, thinking, addressing problems together. We unite because we want to prevent. In Rwanda, they tell you, we don't want what happened to us to happen to anybody else. We wouldn't even wish it to happen to our best enemy. So when we come together, we also convince each other about those hidden demons to actually walk away. Because where people are gathered, I am sure good things can happen. But we also unite, as I mentioned, that the genocide is not an African problem. The genocide is not a Rwandan or a Southern Sudanese problem. We unite because we want to fight against violence in general and in the world. So I want to touch the last point, which is renew. Yes, we can remember. Yes, we can come together. But most of the time, when we are talking about renew, I think that's that point of healing and reconciliation, so that we don't stay trapped into the pain of Juba or the pain of the site where my people were killed. We renew ourselves because we wanted to overcome adversity. We renew because we wanted to make projects of life. We renew because we wanted to not pass on the pain and the suffering to the next generation. We renew because we don't want to go back to where we used to be. So those were the themes of the 20th anniversary. But I wanted to touch base a little bit of the experiences of the work I have been doing. As I told you, I went through the genocide. At the time I was finishing my undergraduate studies, and I realized that when the genocide ended, I had actually forgotten names of the people I used to know. I had forgotten math. I had studied before. I had forgotten statistics. It never returned. I can't do anything in statistics. But what I realized, because I had to go back to university and complete my studies, I realized that many people were lost. We were almost like a ghost walking around. People were very aggressive. People didn't get, even within the same family. I remember asking my mother, so you have children and some nieces and nephews who survived. Are you going to go back and walk on the land? And she looked at me. I worked for all my life. And everything I worked for is gone. What's the point? I literally had to force her to say, I buy a sack of beans, you take half and put it in the ground, and take the other half and put it in the stomach. But what I mean is that many people became completely different. Kids who were going to school, they would be drawing pictures of the dead bodies of their loved ones. My younger siblings didn't want to go to school. My mother was hopeless, and the many other people I knew, many of them were, of course, wounded with machetes and gunshots, and many women were surviving, but had been raped, infected with HIV. So there was so much despair. And I remember one thing that happened to me during the genocide. I felt like if I survive, I'm going to tell my story. But when the genocide ended, I looked around and I realized I was amongst the luckiest ones. The very few. One, because I still had a mother. I still had the siblings who encouraged me to look for a work. I had some level of higher education. I wasn't raped. There was no machete wound on my body. There was no HIV in my body, that actually physically, looking at me, you will think that I am normal, except that my head wasn't functioning properly. So I started working, I made my commitment that maybe the purpose of my being alive was to work with the survivors of the genocide. So when I completed my studies, I focused on that. I want to do something with the survivors of the genocide. I felt like maybe having access to a few courses of psychology made me the expert. I wasn't. But I was committed to find the purpose for my life. And for that purpose, I continued to search. Because as life unfolds, you really never know what's ahead. But there is a saying in Rwanda that says that the beauty is ahead, so you better look for it. I think that was where I focused my energy. But through the work I did, I was also lucky again to go through interventions that were coming to the country. I attended so many different workshops. But what was so beautiful, at one point, I took part in an intervention that was started by a Rwandan who was a former refugee and decided to come back and help Rwandans. And there were 3 sessions of his program: grief, dealing with emotions, and forgiveness. When he started the program, he said that you have to be with Hutus and Tutsis. And I looked at him and said, you must be crazy. You don't know what happened. You were not here. But he insisted that if hearing was to happen, Rwandans were needing to sit together and talk to one another. It became his condition. So I went through his program, and when I completed it, I had already fallen in love with it. I felt like I could talk about it and write letters to my brothers who had been killed, to my father, to my extended family members. I was able to revisit those memories, but I was able to revisit them with the support of others. And then from the grieving process, we talked about our different emotions, and then we came back to talk about forgiveness. Maybe I want to say, some of you may think that, would I forgive that person who came to Juba looking for me? Can I stand there and forgive that person? Can I forgive the government that was in charge? But one thing I have learned through the process is that when we are talking about forgiveness, it's not about your enemy. It's not about that person. Forgiveness, it's all about you. It's all about me. Am I able to go to bed at night and fall asleep? Or do I spend the night thinking about that person? When I go to the well, am I able to fetch the water and not see blood? Because many people in Rwanda were thrown in the wells, in the rivers, so people become very traumatized. Am I able to go to church and see the people around me not as killers, but as human beings? Am I able to sit on the bus and not have flashbacks? Am I able to go to work and focus? So I learned that actually the whole forgiveness topic was about me. Once I feel at peace with myself, when I feel like I have forgiven myself, a person, and say, I forgive you from the bottom of my heart, because I am healed, I am okay. It's up to you. I have forgiven you. Sometime in Rwanda, because we felt like actually God left the country, many Rwandans left their faith. For them it was like, can I forgive God? And go back and rely on Him and depend on Him. So we had to forgive so many things, a range of things that hurt us and that lived with us, that we couldn't get rid of. But to do that, you need the support of others. It's not a process you do on your own. So I went through that process. I trained to run the same workshops. And now I go back and do research with the same people who are completing the same process. But what I want to tell you, and I finish, the stories I am collecting, I am videotaping them. I have listened to the stories of survivors who lost everything. Actually, one survivor who contracted HIV and is now almost like on medications all the time, she told me, Regine, when we get traumatized, in Rwanda they feel traumatized like when you feel like someone crying out of control and they can't stop. They feel like maybe they are traumatized. And they call them the crazy ones. One woman told me, I am no longer the crazy one. I am the helper. And don't you think that those who are committing suicide, who are Hutu, are also traumatized? So she's actually feeling compassion and helping now the perpetrators. But I also had a perpetrator confessing, telling me that he used to be a Christian, and he had a Rwandan name and a Christian name. And he told me, I am the one who dirtied my name, my Rwandan name and my Christian name. I am the one to go out and cleanse my name. He's the one now supporting the survivors. So I can tell you stories of the survivors or non-survivors, of the perpetrators, of ex-prisoners who have been able to go through the healing process. And these are the people who are doing reconciliation. Actually, you don't decide on your own, I'm going to reconcile by force. You reconcile when the heart is ready. And the heart is ready when you are healed. Doesn't mean that the healing is 100% in a second, but you continue to process as you move forward. But you are no longer the prisoner of what happened to you. You are no longer the prisoner of that person who wanted you dead. You are no longer the prisoner of the government that wanted you really gone. So I finish here because I want to encourage you that I know that people, especially those who move away, we meet many other difficulties. As a professor in social work, I don't hide it. We deal with racism in Canada, which can also be another trap. The question is, how do we deal when we feel discriminated against? How do we cope when our family members, maybe we feel like we are no longer a good, solid unit? What do we do? So I encourage you, as a community, as individuals, to seek that healing that allow you to process the negative emotions, that make you feel at peace with yourself, within your family, and within your community. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. King. Maybe to be the deal be a local explanation, Namaga. Do talk dance a batch. Quantico took on great choice, Nadaro. Pin again, more than your book. Allow native to be a youth care program. Ketang one. Kajan Guan Dodi Quan Chamten. Nalio Yang to content matter about the lyric. So the proposal soon and when I'll be then I'll meet and then go Lunyal. Uncle Guida, the memorial service. Go a distraction go you what and pain keep on the abulinya you do what you're not going community condemn cynical but go and plan B can see one in which for build down the realagago nor saturatin your dumping the who jectin dikane the corroding mochi kel medem kanurumtin ko topal where you da proposal on program mu kon distract mo kon pin kon maguro chu kon made pin lo kan kan le do we are honoring native children dio je gaidan mona but bida
gwa tamaka program dan nei de kona la leader community ka dan kana elder mana kwar movement mana convocation an kula roi ko dan ba kam kon ngot ka ta na ni che do dan ta che do ni 45 minutes akana kon ngotin wo bana kian mandana nyen cha la ro kwan cha ka de la tol de ka lo chen ne de kon che tar jana gwe na na gwe je mi gwe yene ideal tini bi alu jog bai moy ke 30 minutes ka ro ken bana chu ban yen gwa me ka bata ku nyal ramu bi lu jog bana 30 minutes break ba kwan ba ga wo cham ko cha we problem te pin nyal bana te ne ma ta baro ka bata ku nyal okay telaran Yana ida kona chital. Ani sorry. Bi kwando bi locha. Bina continue ka program. Ka yana ida kona ba mo iteriet 2 minutes. 2 minutes karaoke. La roya mi wajan. Ba mic ba kapte da do. Okay, come on, go yana bina elel. Okay, ano kwana tay kwana ka kutay ba lo dian ba lo jeri ya ba kan angka ma center che ga medana chalar ba na we wan yam ka program dan ata ma cha ya chana ta distraction ane wan ka wa yana ida content ne cha kwat ya ga tal ba ba ya la ka ka dia tur bi ya la ka ba kan angka no center ka mi jira mi cha wo ka center ya bi chulo ni daro tema pan cha gwat ko ban we won yam ka ladan ra ban ko ja be to ka first time but you are welcome go anta pan te kon ka kwaram ka mo mandan deputy Representative ka Canada Stephen Yang Chun Bebam Yang Stephen ko one politician je go ba ngawe ya nani ba mo 5 minutes
Thank you, Teresa. Yes, thank you so much for the opportunity. First and foremost, I would like to say thank you to Dr. Regina for the wonderful briefing and experience that she went over. I would also like you to forgive me because I will be mixing the language as long as the audience are, majority of them are Nuer. I will speak my language. Kenyam, the MC, the Latin Lodge, Kakora, the Nuer community mentioned them organized, Walla, the Latin Lodge, Medina Long, Kochika Changa Mechika Alaka and Wabana Ban Pal. Kachago Alon and Wojan Changa down at Togo to Sagan down to a corner exactly just our at Walker. Chagwin Menan. Lara Jidwal Kodia, Lara Gata Lodge, Lara South Sudanese community in Litka Kor, Lara Jetta Lodge. Lara SPLM leadership, Karl Badake Leo, Lara Jetta Lodge. Again, Lara, member of the Liberation Council, Lara Jetta Lodge. Go on under 18 minutes, on Koya Long, Jen Fat, and the American Guru Baal Benu. Go de Colari and Mator. Kachi Amala and men Hitwalk. Meniam Kokon and the Nuer community. Take yellow I may be tasted along. Mijakon the group one. Chiape college, a lot of PK, Sanakaling. Whether you con everything. Te na dan ti cha walo de go ku men ci ne ko nak cha gor de ñoko men nan ga je e sa pakira kwara no mo group me tray dan groupe da dien ko mu ci to mi ci rek mi ko ci to te ne ji na ko itself la ka de rien ne groupe mo ci gor ko de jo en groupe mo Meke, kana gruba na la ngo Salva Kiir la kwar ka jiga ma ka kore lo ngo ata kwara la ka unite mena ngo chen Salva Kiir go re ka ni kor mi ci kor je to ramana la ya gor ngo kor je to whether a nero whether they don't want ramon wan biro ke lewo jela gor ci kor ma jela to Kawodi, tell a cormula to about tell justice, can accountability. Menam government and the South Sudan, Bedan Tela no Nuari as a community, Kariak Kake. Medan and Kanakaja, a Rubadinka community, Bangu John go con Kariak. Any government we more are a metal like a quick. Kawadi, Benegia, Bankor. A while Morocco, Canada, you talk already, and I'm a quick on Canada, a peaceful country. And it's over. Canada now, as we speak against America. Canada corner and right the Kumada. La Michelle fear like a quick. Could be community, but we pigeon go to Mola to Madame Jalab here credit go Junubin, go to no con the Albacon George, Cora, Kalogan Kodana Member corner. Coro de Chiacarella corner. No more a move to create peer and go on community, but I live behind Kumagadian. America Major Toka Soviet Union. She agreement signed. Can I deny? She can't allow and go on Arab, but he can never have This is to prepare. Young Medan and Kitwa and Salva Kiir come become there. Me can walk take a period with them. I just yell out and go come and go to January. And then they win and root now. But you now root up, never continue. Chaka John Warrior Gunanua. Again, me kupika ile la banana door to door na grow ba goro politician. And then chawa ena chawa goro nuare. Chakon mo joba munde men go awari ideal. Biga to mo wi nuar ko ko ideal biga to wi nuar. Rega me me ka to ko ye kon la jang ne ko kien cha da long. Ne one ko kon wi kon go and goro kan kon long. Tell a Macan Corridor. Go we mourn when the government grow. The Wojin Michanyana will be a Yoga the Morton content Roger now, be again. Now, KP the China 2015, young major what that China the Moja revitalization. As we speak, tell a motor while tell a Silverado word as he won. Kimoto chana kuma chana ke kuma che never say we will be a joy ko kuma jente man kuma te murder me murder ngana ku yima chai chakammo but men quality unilateral relation take a bilateral take a multilateral then kuma chana ram ke millionaire ya ne jira mun Miller she don't compete with Jantana Kuma and government it will be a girl, a weekend, be a go and dear more, she don't chop in, be peer be a great. And Kakon recognize it to our remedy. Kakon Namajan, Malanana Chano, a gen Malanana Benedicon, take you on the curry. Akan jen bi ko nan walo men ko de sim nan wala la ko no be de justice kana accountability an kitare je so ko ne re ka war ga de yendi ala ni chanen en wo ko ndi al now ta kon kan national healing and reconciliation go kon bi to no ko ra men chala ri jina you forgive yourself. Kajan kan ne kon ci ko liwa wo di bar mulat bara ne ko ne ci rek ne kon bara ga jabi o wano be quoted with the content.
Thank you, Stephen. Chagwa yana ida konan bakor biagwari in time chara ga time chagwa Stephen. Tama kwan chagwa ke elder to community Ramadan Biban Ramadan ni Sara Dwan.
Chiếc cô rất cảm ơn nè, cái lên bao nhiêu mình đóng pin những cái điều không phải, cái tin mà chẳng có gì nè, đây có cái này chứ, sorry, khi mà làm một cái điều gì đó cái khi mà làm một cái ngoan điều đó có cái điều đó mà chiếc cô rất nhiều điều cái này chứ, đóng pin những nó cũng là không phải, anh thấy là giống mà cái này chứ, ta cái chuyện, anh vậy. Ta thấy thì có mấy chỗ đó này, đây là điểm cái gì, mình nói gì này, đi ra mà đây cái bằng cái đằng đầu, đây cái ra gạt, đây cái ra cái, mà nó đó đấy, có một quan ông chụp cái vase này, đây là gì nó bung, đây là gì nó bung, bung mà long, cứ con thứ con, bung mà long, hồi chứ con thứ còn ngay cái gì liam mới chả bên, cái time thua cái gì, đây là gì, không có chuyện ngay trên ngôi, chồng qua để chụp, bây giờ cũng bùng, mất tao cái gì, mất nào gì, đây đi được mà đây cái, mất cái làm mất nguồn dầu này, đây là cái thua, đây là cái thua, phải đi được mẹ, cái cha lá rồi này nó biết là cái dầu cùi, này, chỉ làm mà biết thua bung mà long, dầu bung mà long. Có một bạn nào chụp cái con rồi, bạn ấy chiên con gì à? Các bạn ấy thuê con cơ một bụng. Bạn ấy chiên cái con rồi đấy, bạn ấy chiên cái con rồi đấy, bạn ấy chiên cái con rồi đấy.
I got 31.
Dấu khó Kalas. Chago long chang til ma bala lat ba. Wana me sioda kana lar me nan chala sar nya pina dol an mama sara wala me chang wala me jen chang bay jen long le bay bay dia tir bay bay ma per ka je ko kon dia ma cha to wa kal kali o da bay ni jen chang mi bay ni jen long tir ma per ka je wi mon ka le ko ko le la ra chang ta da loi ko jen na an je du wa ma ku lo chang ne le jen go a long bat ka wo jel ri kel ka ni yi bi ko wut ka da an wo bi ko na la ro ba ya long ku ri ngo da kel ka yi an wa na ma ta loi da yak loi da jet loi da ka ga ya min ta ka loi da wo cha na chang ma ku ni ma yi ko na tim ka ja gan man kon dial ke wan kon dial te shi yen yen kan chang ma ling yi ke dia we kan ku dana ta ma ki ke lo kon liang ka milat kon ngai ka je wo chan ka ku la ngai na je wo ngai ka je wo kan ka parwi ma jan wan te ka loy ta an min gai ka a jan wo ba ku la aw long kan man kon ke wan kon ke man kon ban ka tim ko corner to corner fere ra ane ne to ko how long mi ci corner bi tim kan mo len me diel ga tin me ci akwan do ni ken ko tin ba ku la nay ka do mo bi ko na gordi ko bana e jegdi ma jan bo nan gai ka na mo ko man chan ka bilong ka lat kan dial anje na mo ga no de na je goran wo bana chung kel kanai de kon ti la lar ka je wo bana do fa nyaot ma cha la re do kor bana ma ku so po no kur bi ko na dir ya le ko me no je kur mo cha kon nang ko go ya ko ma cha la re du ma lo bana mal bana support shi kon du ru kon ka video ne bran la re nge no ne ti al ka je no li mi ti la ne ra ya ka video ba la re nge no cha ne je ya ma re je wo ma ba wa nge no là ba yo no anh mo chứ con mới làm cái gì anh cho nó mo quay lại cho nó cho biết sao phone nó mình ăn mà qua sao phone nó đủ nó mất đồng mà qua mấy nó người mà cho nhà mấy nó có phone nó có cũng được mà qua lại nó cũng mà nó ba nào là nó mà cho mà đây sao phone mà cho qua nó cứ đi rồi đuổi nó mà chờ cái lúc đấy nó con là cái nào là cái ông mình là có cứ rồi mà vẫn chắc phone đây thế đây lúc đó là vô dân cũng nằm bài nữa là mong bà cứ làm này giờ bạn này có tiền gì đó mình đã thiệt sao ra là đồ này giáp loại đó mình giáp cái loại đó ở trên luôn chúng ta mà thêm con này mặt của con này thiệt mặt của con là vô cha nó cái gì nữa con này biết mặt của con thì bạn này mình đồ cha nó cần but mà qua đâu chụp ra đâu anh chứ còn thế mà mình luôn đâu có ngoài mới kia cho nên để đâu mà mình tìm luôn sáng mình là con nào đã đơn nuôi là mẹ nó chứ con thua hả mà chứ thua có con à bà con nó khen bà con mặt khen cái đấy là nó trong mòn xem mình bà con có được mặt này ông biết con có được nó mà đủ mới chút gì này nó có con có là đang cân cân này chứ con mình mình nó còn qua những cái là qua đây mình chán được còn món mình ngon qua đây thì cái này mà bắt được cái mặt này on có tháng là cái on mới thứ nhàng là mình chọn nó còn phải được position còn phải được position và con phải qua bán số đàn chứ cả đám mặt phải được còn phải được position có position mình đi được mình qua đây là mình qua đây mình nhú bị đàn nó ăn thì thế nào position mình đi được mình phải có cảm giác mà khó là chứ có vậy đấy mà chịu có sức cái mà cả đúng cái đàn tăng mà nhà đi thì không có con mà nhà ta được mà không có được bỏ gần nó còn đến đây cho bữa rồi ở quê mình ban đầu được chứ cái mình bữa ăn đám bỏ cái gì có chắc mình làm cái gì là phải cái gì là phát mà ban đầu kia mà ban đầu đây thế này rồi going away mà biết thuộc cái có number qua cái mới rồi qua cái mới rồi thằng này anh nó cái chạy quan người ta chứ con cái gì mà thôi tiệm này con này anh nó cái kati ba no ti wona ira dia ko wa ba mo re no ka a number ka roi ni sorry nyen ka te ya ba pin wan ka ko wo cha to ko bi lo parking ka ngadi an ba jon sorry ka wa da ya kamama kilo na ten nyen ka to ko agana nganya na ma biang pa ka ada saya kyo
Galam kay kyo mama nya do chia du da yo ga du ka wo chi kon tai ma bu dong le wo de ko ro dan chum anda ma ban baram kel mi ada ka kon bo nya ka me cha la je James gatam meditin ban nya ko ma 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Titella within a second. Dạo này thì cái giờ lớn anh ấy chạy lưu mất chạy không mất đợt đi đi rồi mới chỗ
Betul. I'm sorry. I'm going to have 5 minutes. Cho nó chia về sự tăng trùng. Rồi mình đặt khuya lắm. Đây thì mình đây là con mà nhìn vuốt cái nhìn chiến cái thứ gà tụ. Để mà hiểu nói về lúc bây giờ. South Sudan, lúc bây giờ đã có điều rồi, mấy người bà con nhỏ nó cái gì, mấy chị chung kể cái rồi, nó là nó mình cần mà đi chung với South Sudan, cho nên này là một cái tham là rồi, mấy anh chụp cái mình cần đi ở cổ yêu khơi chụp, vì thế cái dân dòng cái bệnh lực, cái đến bên này. Mình đang ship các quy định đó là khu phun cái cách giang để còn để dưa còn đâu là để gì nó cái gì cái gì khu để đàn về để còn cái giang nó vẫn chả là nhìn cho cái cột quy định là tay này đó là gì đó cảm ơn đã còn bên là tha nào từ đó của mấy gì bên bà bên nào mấy gì quá cầm mơ mới mà chậm mấy gì quá to liền đúng không cha này ấy giờ cầm mơ tụi mình thằng để cho nó có của nào bây giờ như nữa cần vấn đề anh thấy bên là rất cô thấy đó người ta về giờ nó ra dẫn là về tức là mơ hiện tượng mà còn với nguyên là nó bị mơ được con đi tà đấy thuộc ứng giết bởi đó nó là anh khác cô anh thể bên đường cô đối với thịt bạch bình thường mình chưa ra đây thế là mày lắm mà mất thi cái chú mà đây là quán đó mình chỉ được thịt có bên ngoài là cô đối với thịt bây giờ là biết cái đó
Thank you. Tea time to Chair Mabadwa. Achieve 1 minute, Chairman Pinyana Yaga Pate. Tama Chagwa Kagachul, Thomas Rachul, Kobaban, Bakon Moy Career, 5 minutes. Tell William second.
Why am I bala?
Moving over my table when you were coming.
Chanatia Mama. Go and work. Go. Jay Nedia. Midela. Quay. Jedi. Chama Macon. Loa mẹ về luôn, mình giang cả lối ra luôn, ôn người, mình dưa đồ, là lấy gì này giang cái gì, không biết cái đấy rồi, lấy gì nó có được nhau, mẹ chúa con này, mẹ lát cái gì này, ra mẹ làm qua để sai mỏng thôi. Nazari nan ya tiya ne ba ke kai kace wani ta mu aje kai dan jawo wani mambala da nan ne kon mai kon mi cha ko thi mi nan e pi ke ana ra mi cha ra ne na an cha ra ke kon dia angai do nyu cha này con cha con cha này ngày chịu lùi ra rất là ông anh này em mới này quay trong một thiên mỹ ra gì để gì ông ấy là nào là lẽ anh là nào có to rồi bây giờ là người nào to nào mà chỉ ra gì để gì thế nào anh liệu anh nhớ bao nhiêu bề mấy cái kẹt cái nào lúc này em mất cô lia con mất mấy cha nó vừa có chỗ ai cha này pan rồi bà thua lia bưng mua tụ mua hấp hàng lắm rồi bớ đúng lakini miti keka babo achane ambato chebo to ba bato ke madan karo anamo ari ka kona numu to pan long da tia koi to ma tu sam ta ki ina ka jo cái này là đưa này quá tại rồi nó biết nào cháu chúng là chưa đỡ cái reality bạn nào cũng được vui đi mà khán là giàn kê nhà con bây giờ chưa chắc thì ngồi đuôi anh ngồi đuôi chào nữa anh chào giàn cái cô chưa có được cô nào mà con nữa chưa được phi dương nó khó nó buồn mấy cháu cho lên nguồn đều là nó ở trong đó cho nên nhiều người chắc là chật mấy cháu nó to nàn liền tục gia nó cần rồi tục gia nữa chắc là gia qua là cha nuôi đi to nàn liền mấy chân nó lẹ cơ tiền là một con là mới đổ mới rối là bị miếng mất thì that's it chế phần về chào nó còn Awat tona ni tu wun man no ni mi ke ti bo ren me de nyok la we to kon tin kon ta kon de re dan ni kon kon ga wun ti ti yi ke dian quy ga long ka ga de yin điều che ka on ta ka re chi ma ne ko cha ne lia ko be ka quy gan ko men ba la nya ne we me pi de la na ra len ngari din ga mà có rồi mình chắc là vẫn là tôi trả la rồi có về luôn nhà lo tiền mà con rồi có gì chỗ mình mới đi lối tôi ở cũng đi chơi cả ra đều với là với mà có ai lối đi nhiều các bạn lại mình chịu mình mới được cái gì mà bao nhiêu này có quê mẹ ở bên Á Tân Tin thì là chiếm mất cái kia ở trong lúc còn mang đồ lên nhà tiền mà phải mất gì vậy kia rồi nói gì cái lượng cha đã làm cái gì mua được bao nhiêu thì là chiếm mất cái kia có con là thế nào vậy cha nó còn nuôi cha mới được thu đã and then me kwa la ngai no no ala te wo konti society dan ba go ro ba ni yo ro te wo konti ma bu kon ka na ka ne and then me cha wo no tro che ro cha wo de la bi cha wo a tra ga bi cha wo ka wa ya ga den nyam anh thưa mày lát cho mở tiền ya cái cá chị nhiều cái chưa đập bụng bên lên bị chao cái bị chao lát cái gì coi làm mất cân con đập bà nong papa này bà nong về nữa cả đó em mới nữa qua con này cả qua là ngay bị chao chưa mi ta lấy chiến này ai ta lại nhu ai ta chiếu đến nhà tiền mà phải năng ai trong cái này nè bán nhau tròn chắc là nè quá là tròn chắc là đều cái ta còn chắc gì chắc là dùng qua là chun cái gì cái lỗ là lông bạc lỗ mà qua là ngay lỗ nó mà qua là ngay nữa nó, cho vậy chứ mình chỉ nhớ tiền chưa đập, wow tôi cả wow nó quen cả rồi, cả này là nó có gì à, cái nó cả này à, cái nào cái chân nhiều kia đâu, cái vô rồi, nó đi quen những ngày mà cái nó đi công nghiệp chưa mà, chứ này nó chưa mà.
theater and piano. Any thank you.
You big can only get up one and see. Program dan tiap talk. Ada to me instructions. Kan dok bukan catatan tu banyak kan ada dok. Mungkin volunteer je pun dia yang lain pun juga berjemaat. Because buat kan ini mungkin banyak yang ketiak. Chưa đâm khen một guru ba khen để đọc cái nhầm đau đó còn là cũng nice and then yo nuôi là cái đau cái nào khen để nó ba cái đồng nhiều but khen để là cái real quang cái thế nào so instead of ba đồng qua thì như cái guru yo bukan benda lain ban roda luai thơ cái box the pastor itu bukan cái lain and then beramu bukan benda place cái table trong này DJ chắc là quá bạn chắc là quá ok đi được đó thì mà đi vô qua đó có cái gì vậy so đi ra mấy chuyện dân này qua cái được cử chỉ trả thuê là quan chỗ cái South Sudan này chỗ lẹt ra mấy chuyện được đồ buôn đi on là đồ cái này lên nhầm để được đọc của yo được thằng nào được cái này thằng cái chủ động được đồ buôn đi xuống qua mới đi lại nó còn được bên dọc không bị dia ramai si pastor Musa pastor Joseph pastor dia ada kalau dia kalau luai kan kalau pol pol pastor dia ada yang dekat dengan lain kan dah ke boron dah kalau pol biar bakan dalam yang bakan yeah, that's good. Light is good. That's good. Này, pastor đã review nhưng mà gần cả là kiện đâu. Iyo, kuan agam na naman ganyan to. Dan well,
very well.